Hi everyone, welcome back to my 14th video. This week I don't feel very well. I've got a bit of a chesty thing. I think I feel a bit breathless. I think maybe I've caught something off one of my grandkids, but I'm okay. So what I thought I'd do this week was going with the Gower theme. I thought I'd make cawl. If anybody doesn't know, cawl is soup in Welsh. Cawl literally means soup, and I think like people used to make cawl years ago. You know, like it's a peasant food basically, and yeah, it's quite nice. I like it, and you can make it with anything really. I've already made it. I made it yesterday, but I film it and I'll put it in after this. I've already filmed it, but I'll put the film in after this. Yeah, so what it is basically a vegetable and meat stew, thin stew. You can make it as thick or as thin as you want. You can put in any vegetables. There's no real recipe. Like people say, oh yeah, I've got the recipe down from my grandma and whatever. And that is true. Like people get their recipes from their mums, their grandmas. But you don't need a recipe for cawl. You can put anything in that you want. Any soup, any vegetables, any meat. You can use meat or you don't have to use meat. Traditionally, it was made with beef or lamb or ham, but you can use some or none. I've used lamb in the one that I've made, but so if you're vegetarian or vegan and don't want to see that, you can maybe skip that bit. But you can put vegetarian meat in. You can put vegetarian sausages or vegan meat, corn, whatever. So you can still make it if you have that kind of thing, or you don't have to put any in at all. You don't have to have any meat. You can put in other protein sources like bulgur wheat, quinoa, anything like that. I haven't. I've just kind of gone partly traditional, partly my own, whatever I had in the fridge basically. So for the one I've made, I've used 2 lamb chops or lamb steaks. They're no bones, so lamb steaks, and untraditionally I've used celeriac. Oh, excuse how I'm speaking. I'm quite breathless and my nose is a bit blocked. So the recipe I've used, not a recipe, just chuck in whatever you want. So I've used lamb, leeks, potatoes, carrots, celeriac, swede, parsnip, and I think the thing that makes it taste the way it does for my family, and makes it feel like they're having the same thing all the time, is I add in a good glug of parsley. And I think that is quite traditional to put in some sort of herb like that. So I put in parsley, and I use parsley flakes, dried parsley, and fresh parsley. So it's quite parsley-ish. And salt and pepper, anything you want. Basically, chuck anything in a pot with stock, any stock. This time I used vegetable stock, but I've used any stock before. And yeah, that's it. That's essentially it. So I'm gonna put in the footage now. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I'm making cawl, a traditional Welsh soup. Cawl just means soup in Wales. You can put anything in you want really. You can put any meat. Most traditionally, excuse the state of the kitchen. Oh, terrible. I'm really struggling. But it is what it is. So anyway, in this crock pot, excuse the state of the crock pot. It's been well used over the last couple of weeks. I've just got 2 lamb steaks and 1 large leek. Normally I'd cut the lamb up, but with the state of the kitchen, I don't know what I've done with my meat chopping board. So anyway, so in there, so lamb and leeks, and I'm going to put a series of vegetables in now. This isn't traditional, but I had it left over, so I'm going to put a little bowl of celeriac. I don't know if you've had that before. It's got a faintly celery-ish flavour. I'm going to add a small swede. I've just pre-chopped all these. That's just my Google there. Anyway, you don't need to see how I peel and chop veg, do you? So yeah, so it's lamb, leek, celeriac, swede, a couple of carrots, a parsnip, and I've also got some potatoes, but I'm only going to put those in later because yeah, they don't need as much cooking as the harder root veg. And to that I'm going to add about 2 litres of stock. This is just vegetable stock, but you can put whatever stock in that you like. So this is just what I had, but I've done chicken stock before. You know, there's a few things that you can put in. Anything you can put in, anything, any soup. I don't normally make this in a slow cooker, but I haven't. It's my only option right now. So pour that in, and then I'm gonna add in. Oh, I'm gonna put you down one second because I need to add in some parsley, and it's not open. So hold on one sec. So put in a good lug of that dried parsley. Oh, just measure with your heart, isn't it? Just do what you want. This isn't an exact science. And then towards later on in the day, I'm going to put in some fresh parsley and the potatoes. Season with salt and pepper to taste. And that's it. Oh, and I'm also going to shred the steaks, the lamb steaks up a bit. Yeah, so that's how I make that cawl. I'll see what it's like at the end of the day because, as I say, I haven't made it in a crock pot. Oh, look at the state of it. Look at the state of everything. No half tiles, old worktop, old sink, all the stuff on there just waiting to go in a cupboard when we have a cupboard. That's a cupboard that's kind of half put in. That's what it's going to be. That's the cupboard door. That, yeah, these are the new cupboards. But anyway, so that's the new cooker. Just put our tea and coffee here. That's where the fridge is. Yeah, I'll show you when it's done. It's so tiring. I'll let you know what's happening. So there's the finished cawl. Just put a bit of celery on, no, parsley on top, and I'll let you know how it is. Hi, so I hope you enjoyed that. That was my cawl video and a bit of the kitchen. And as you can see, that it's nowhere near done yet. There's still so much to do. We heard this week that our worktops are going to be postponed for another week, but they guarantee that they are going to be here then. So hopefully it's not going to be too much time before we can finish the kitchen. And honestly, I do feel like going on a rant about that again, but I just thought, oh no, 2 rants in a week is too much, isn't it? Like, I'm sure you're going to be fed up of me complaining all the time. So yeah, I'm not going to rant about the kitchen or the fact that I've got a bit of a chest infection or something. But what I am going to talk about is what I've been watching on TV. So I've been watching Rivals. I'm sure you've seen posters outside of buses. Rivals, you know, the 80s bonkbuster has been made into a series. It's on Disney Plus, is that what it's called? Yeah, Disney. So I've watched all that. Just absolutely binge watched that because I loved that book. And I feel a bit differently about it now, I have to say. Like, I loved that book, loved all Jilly Cooper's books back in the day, the 80s. I read them all, even her old like romances like Bella, Emily, all those, read them all. And I did like it. I loved the actors, loved David Tennant, fantastic. I loved Danny Dyer, Emily Atack, Aidan Turner, like who doesn't love Aidan Turner, let's be frank. Aidan Turner, everybody's fantastic. And I loved that book so much back in the 80s that I named my daughter after one of the characters. Yeah, my daughter Caitlin is named after Caitlin O'Hara. And because I just love that name. And I never really heard, back in those days, I'd never really heard of that many people who were called Caitlin, because, like, you know, I've got some, well, sadly they're no longer here, but I had older relatives who wouldn't even call her Caitlin. They called her Kathleen, because that is actually how you say the name. But anyway, Caitlin. So, so yeah, loved Rivals. I don't want to turn this channel into anything political, but there were, let's just say, there was quite a bit of Tory in that thing. And I don't think the 80s Tories were the same as the Tories that we've just had in for 14 years. That's not me saying that I prefer who we've got in now. So yeah, just saying that. That's all I will say on that subject. Oh, and the other thing I've been watching is also on Disney, which is called Agatha All Along. And I love that story too. It's a continuation of, it's in the Marvel universe. If you've watched the Scarlet Witch WandaVision, yeah. So this is a continuation of that story, and it leads on to other parts of the Marvel universe. So loved that, loved the acting in that, so many women in that show, brilliant, A+, absolutely brilliant story. Well, not brilliant, but good for what it is. So that's the story of Agatha Harkness, who's a witch from the Marvel universe, and other witches from the Marvel universe, and including Billy, who's a witch from the Marvel universe. So yeah, that's the story of that. And strangely, I said to Caitlin, my daughter, because, you know, the story, speaking back to Rivals, my daughter Caitlin, named after Caitlin O'Hara, I said, oh, and just think, I could have called you Agatha, and you could have been Agatha all along. Ha ha ha, I'm hilarious, aren't I, as a mum? Anyway, what else have I been watching? My husband and I have been watching an old show, not Life on Mars, what's the other one called? That same thing, can't remember. That's how much notice I take of that. Anyway, the thing with John Sim, is that Life on Mars? No. Anyway, that show, we've been re-watching that from years ago, and I'm a rubbish YouTuber. I can't even remember one thing from the next. Well, that's all really. I haven't really been watching a lot of TV. I've been reading. I've been going out. Went to Cardiff on Monday. Caitlin, my daughter, again, Caitlin, my daughter, in case you didn't know, that was my daughter. She's doing her solicitor's qualifying exams, hopefully. Come on, Kate. So she's in Cardiff doing that. So I went along on Monday on the train with her to Cardiff and did some shopping. Like, Cardiff's lovely. I don't know if anybody's been to Cardiff, but it's nice. You should try it if you want to. Have a little weekend there, or a little day. Easy to get to, train from London, from anywhere. So on the train it's about an hour from here out, and it was okay. The train was fine. On the way there, nearly missed the train because of a parking situation. Couldn't find anywhere to park. Parked, got on the train, that was fine. And spent the day wandering around Cardiff, the shops, really lovely. Well, I didn't buy anything, although I might buy some of the things that I did see, but I didn't buy anything on Monday. And so on the way back, I got to the station, and I said to the guy at the information desk, I said, when's the next train back to Swansea? And he said, 2 minutes, you've got to run. So I was like, bye Kate, run to the train, run up the stairs, because you've got to run up the stairs, got onto the platform, train was there, rushed to the train, nobody on the train. guardsman standing outside the train saying, no, this train is cancelled. The next train will be along in 5 minutes. I was like, okay. So 5 minutes came and went, 10 minutes. I said to the guy, when is the train coming? The train that was on the platform out of service hadn't moved off the platform. It was still there. And I said, when's the next train coming? Oh, 5 minutes. He said, oh, you can catch the Milford Haven train. So I was like, oh, okay. Went along to the Milford Haven train. Can I catch this train? Yeah, you can. Okay. Got on the train. And then all the seats were facing backwards. So I had to travel backwards all the way. I was okay until I got to Neath. And then I was like, oh. So, yeah, so that's my story of my week. Monday, oh no, it wasn't Monday, it was Tuesday that I went to Cardiff. Monday I looked after River. Tuesday I went to Cardiff. Wednesday, made cawl. Today's Thursday. So, yeah, so anyway, that's been my week. And nothing very interesting at all has happened this week apart from, as I say, I've got a bit of a chest infection, sound a bit breathless, feel a bit breathless. So hopefully next week's video, what's this, the 14th video, definitely running out of things to say. So I've got to make a plan. Said that before a couple of weeks ago, still haven't made a plan, but we'll make a plan. So have a good week, everyone. Bye.